A scroll made of copper sheets discovered in a Dead Sea cave contains what may be a valuable treasure map. The document lists dozens of locations where substantial amounts of gold and silver were reportedly buried, potentially representing the hidden wealth linked to ancient Jerusalem. This is the Copper Scroll, discovered during the mid-20th century, among the famous Dead Sea Scrolls. But unlike other ancient documents found, while other scrolls were written on fragile parchment, this treasure inventory was inscribed on durable copper, suggesting the information was considered valuable enough to preserve permanently. The story explores how this remarkable document came to be hidden in a desert cave, what its detailed treasure inventory reveals about ancient wealth, and why archaeological expeditions continue searching for biblical treasures that could rewrite understanding of ancient Jerusalem's financial resources. The discovery could reveal evidence of systematic treasure concealment operations, conducted during turbulent periods in the ancient Middle East. The story begins during the mid-20th century, when systematic archaeological exploration of caves near the Dead Sea was underway. While many Dead Sea Scrolls were found by Bedouins, the Copper Scroll was discovered by an archaeologist during controlled excavation. The discovery occurred under scientific conditions. The scroll was found at the back of Cave 3 at Qumran and immediately stood out as different from other ancient documents found in the region. The physical characteristics of the scroll indicated unusual importance. Archaeologists discovered the Copper Scroll in Cave 3 at Qumran. This find was unlike the other Dead Sea Scrolls, mainly because it was made of copper rather than parchment or papyrus. The scroll's construction demonstrated sophisticated metallurgy and writing techniques. The copper medium suggests the document was intended for long-term preservation. The use of copper instead of organic materials indicates the creators considered this information valuable enough to risk deterioration over time. Unlike religious texts that could be recopied when parchment decayed, deciphering the scroll revealed remarkable contents. The text is an inventory of numerous locations containing treasures of gold and silver, which have been estimated to weigh substantial amounts. The systematic organization and detailed description suggests this was a functional treasure map rather than symbolic or religious text. Individual treasure caches described in the scroll contain significant amounts of precious metals. Single locations described on the Copper Scroll mention hundreds of talents of buried silver. This represents wealth on a scale that would be enormous, even by contemporary standards. The treasure inventory reaches substantial proportions. The Copper Scroll identifies numerous caches of items in dozens of locations, which include thousands of talents of precious metals. Historical analysis suggests the treasure may have originated from temple sources. The scroll's contents suggest this treasure could come from a temple, perhaps the temple in Jerusalem, and was secreted away in multiple locations, many of which appear close to Jericho. The geographical distribution of treasure locations indicates systematic planning. The substantial size of the treasure, as well as the presence of locations near Jericho, suggests organized concealment operations conducted by people with detailed knowledge of the region's terrain and strategic hiding places. The timing of the treasure concealment may correlate with historical periods of political upheaval in ancient Jerusalem. Archaeological evidence suggests the scroll was created during the early century CE, periods when authorities might have hidden valuable resources to prevent capture by conquering armies. Archaeological expeditions have attempted to locate some of the treasure sites described in the scroll. The mysteries of the Copper Scroll have not been solved. The Copper Scroll appears to contain a list of treasure that could represent vast amounts of gold and silver. Contemporary search efforts face challenges in interpreting the ancient location descriptions. Many geographical references in the scroll use place names that may have changed over centuries, making precise identification of treasure sites difficult for researchers. Archaeological techniques contribute to treasure hunting efforts. Ground-penetrating radar, metal detection systems, and systematic survey methods enable exploration of areas that match descriptions found in the ancient copper document. The preservation status of the scroll itself required careful conservation work. The copper substance indicates the importance placed on preserving this information, but also created challenges for researchers attempting to unroll and read the ancient metal sheets without damaging them. Recent developments in scroll analysis have employed advanced imaging techniques to reveal text details previously difficult to read. Digital enhancement and specialized lighting systems help researchers extract additional information from corroded or damaged sections of the copper sheets. International collaboration between biblical scholars, archaeologists, and treasure hunting organizations continues expanding research into the scroll's contents. These partnerships combine ancient language expertise with search technology to explore potential treasure locations. Decoding exercises have attempted to interpret the numerical and measurement systems used in the ancient document. The Dead Sea Copper Scroll has been deciphered. The numbers listed as weights of treasures and measurements on the scroll were organized according to ancient standards that differ from contemporary measurement systems. Legal and political considerations affect treasure hunting activities in the Middle East region. Archaeological exploration requires coordination with multiple governmental and religious authorities, as potential treasure sites may be located on protected historical land or areas with religious significance. The cultural implications of discovering biblical treasure extend beyond archaeological interest. Recovery of such artifacts could provide insight into ancient Jerusalem's economic systems, religious practices, and the historical events that led to systematic treasure concealment. Contemporary technology offers possibilities for solving the Copper Scroll mystery. Satellite imagery analysis, three-dimensional terrain modeling, and database correlation systems help researchers match ancient descriptions with geographical features. The search for Copper Scroll treasures represents intersection of biblical archaeology, historical research, and treasure hunting techniques. Each potential discovery site explored contributes to understanding of ancient Middle Eastern civilization and the circumstances that led to this treasure map's creation. The enduring mystery continues attracting researchers from multiple disciplines, including biblical studies, ancient history, metallurgy, and archaeological investigation. Each contributes specialized knowledge that enhances interpretation of this ancient document. The Copper Scroll remains one of archaeology's notable unsolved mysteries, offering clues about ancient wealth that may still lie buried beneath Middle Eastern soil. The document may represent a link to the financial resources and preservation efforts. Somewhere in the landscape near ancient Jerusalem and Jericho, potential treasure locations await discovery by researchers with the right combination of archaeological expertise, advanced technology, and systematic exploration methods.